1 second. Okay.
Hi there, I am Lori Delk.
Hi, I am Catherine Sarah Myers. Rah is in the house.
And we are the Gratitude Girls. And while we speak to you tonight, if you have any questions or comments, you are welcome to post them right below this video in our comment section.
Thank you. Good evening, Lori. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. That camera started just 2 seconds before I was ready. I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. Tonight, I am so excited to be speaking to you and to our audience. In case you haven't noticed, I no longer have the Toronto City night sky scene behind me, if you haven't noticed already.
Yes, you made a big move, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We did. So last time we spoke, we were in the process of getting things done, and here we are. We moved to our new home, and believe it or not, there are certain places where there are boxes, but we are here, and I'm talking to you from the Niagara region, and the city that we're in is called St. Catharines. So we're in St. Catharines, Ontario. How funny is that we would go pick the only other thing we've done was pick, Rah-Rahville. It doesn't exist yet, but we're working on that too. So here we are talking to you from our new home, which we have a country setting. Maybe not exactly as country as you, but for us this is pretty country. So I'm very excited to be here tonight. We're working on our scenes and our set, and I thought this would be appropriate, Lori. I thought that this set would be great because this is your chair here for me. So I thought it would be a very good indication that maybe one time you'll be sitting in my house and we'll be doing the show together.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
Isn't that possible? And how wonderful it was to see you in Pittsburgh, to have the opportunity to be with you again. I mean, who would have thought? I was wondering if tonight, Lori, we could focus on a little nostalgia. I was thinking we could look back on when we started and what we've done and the wonderful people and stories that we've had on our show, and then discuss with our audience what our plans are and what's next and what we're looking for and what our dreams and desires are. So is that okay with you?
Yeah, that sounds perfect to me.
Great, great. So for our audience, if you're just tuning in, if you're new to the Gratitude Girls, Lori Delk and I very, very quickly knew that we were made to do something together. We met in 2013 directly on stage when we accepted our award. We were nominated by our peers. And when this moment happened for both of us, we both knew it was special. And minutes after that, we decided that we were going to do something together in order to share gratitude. I think it took us all 5 minutes, right, Lori? Did it take more than 5 minutes?
No, yeah, absolutely not. I think it took less.
Yeah, right. We were both really quick to decide. And we knew that we wanted to share stories and have others share stories. So our intention has always been for gratitude to be out in the world, for us to be a vehicle to help and to facilitate others to share their stories. So we have ours, and it started with gratitude. It started with our award, and we were rewarded for doing what we do naturally. We were not it wasn't a goal, we did not have a contest, it was just who we are and what we did, and how we think. And we thought, how about we share that with others? So when we started our show, we had wonderful, wonderful guests and stories that we read, and we still do read these stories. We read your stories. We discuss your stories with you. Some of you are watching tonight, and you're on the roster, and you know who you are. And the process is wonderful for us. We listen almost on a daily basis to gratitude stories from people that we know and some people that we just meet. So our intention is to be the people that share gratitude, that you come to us with your story, and we will be able to join you on our show and put that out into the universe. Well, we go out on our website, and when it's on the World Wide Web, I don't think you can stop it, right, Lori?
That's right, absolutely. We love sharing stories with the world, right?
Absolutely, and every day is a new story. When you wake up in the morning, if you're a magnet to gratitude, if you're a magnet to different things, you know, just it comes to you. People walk up to you with stories. I have a very funny story. May I take a moment to tell you this, Lori?
Sure, yes.
We went to Pittsburgh, and we went to a hotel, and we walked into the hotel, and as we do, we checked in. So my hotel check-in is usually very detail-oriented. A long story short, I checked in, I left. Friday, the gentleman who checked us in Pittsburgh was in our house.
That is neat, isn't it?
How does that happen? How do you go to a hotel and the next thing you know, you're friends with someone, and 7 of us went out for dinner? So we started to talk. And Ryan, if you're watching the show, you're probably doubled over laughing because we just hit it off. How grateful are we for people that go above and beyond? Ryan went out of his way to make sure that my check-in and my stay was wonderful, but we had forgotten something at the hotel. Elena gave something to me. It was a knife, and I opened it and I put it, she said, if it's open, put it in the night table drawer. So I did, and when we checked out, we checked everything visible, but we didn't check that drawer. We were in Buffalo, and Elena said, my son's, it was her son's, it was a Swiss Army knife. So we called Ryan. Ryan not only went out of his way to search the hotel for the knife, when he found it, he called me, and he wanted to buy a special case. And he communicated with me over a series of days and phone calls on what could we put on that case. So I had known of certain things that was very, very dear to Elena, and pictures and numbers and sayings. And I shared it with Ryan, and he was calling me and saying, Rah, what else can we put on that? Share that with me. And he was prompting me to think hard, and I did. So Ryan went, he bought this of his own free will with his own personal money. It was not hotel money. He had this case made. He put Elena's son's Swiss Army knife in that, and we had it sent to the States, and Elena went and picked it up from the States. Now, this was beyond what anyone could even imagine. Who would think that someone would go to that trouble? So we invited him to our house. Even before that happened, he said he would be in the Niagara region, and he came and we all went to dinner, and my husband said, you know, I have to do something nice for Ryan, and Ryan was here with Logan. And so we did. We bought everybody dinner as a small token of our appreciation. I actually invited everyone over for a barbecue and don't have one, so we went to a Japanese restaurant. But you just never know who you're going to be grateful for. And forever, we are forever grateful to Ryan for what he did, for how he handled our personal situation. That was really not his problem. But he went and made it not only okay or better, he made it great and memorable. And we invited him into our home. So these are the things that happen to us because we are receiving them. We're open to gratitude. And over the course of the last 2 years, we have had wonderful people and leaders and artists. Excuse me, Lori, just give me one moment. Thank you. We've had wonderful people on our show sharing from their heart situations that have defined them and situations that have not defined them, but yet what they are grateful for every day. So if you know of something that's happened in your life, if you haven't thought about it, but now you do because we're mentioning this to you, jot down that situation. Perhaps you want to put it in a story. And perhaps you'd like to come onto our show and talk about it with us and share it with our viewers. Not to forget anyone, but we had wonderful guests, Bob and Betty Ann Golden. Bob and Betty Ann, thank you so much. There are so many people to mention. We had such a good time. Melinda Russell, Ben Beeler, Dr. Valerie Frank was our first guest, Dr. Joseph Piazza, Elena Nimoto. Oh my gosh, Lori, you're not going to forget anybody, but not to mention Vanessa Hunt. Thank you so much. Elaine Corless, our guests, our friends, who have shared the meaningful moments in your life with us and our audience. These are the stories that are an integral part of our life in Gratitude Girls. These are the stories that we reflect on. We go to our website, we go to our YouTube channel. I watch our show as soon as it's done. I watch it again. I invite someone to take a look at it. And I know that we touch people's hearts and we touch their lives. So if you have something that you would like to share, please think about coming into this milieu, to this venue, and sharing it with us. Now let's talk about how. How do you do that? So let me give you a little how-to. Would you like to know some of the behind-the-scenes? Should I share with our audience behind-the-scenes process for us, Lori?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Okay, so Lori and I have divided very clearly how we take care of our business. Lori's a genius. Lori, thank you so much for being the technical genius, for making sure that everything from the back end and the front end is always taken care of. So we have a process of reading stories. We gather these stories, they're sent to us, and we read them together. We discuss what is appropriate and how we can speak to our guests and the time zone that they're in, and will we be able to accommodate them, and will that work? And so we have a roster of stories and people that would like to share with us. And we review those stories, and sometimes we're rehearsing with our guests. So we can make sure that the technical part is just right. Now, if you've watched all of our shows, you will see that sometimes it doesn't go exactly as planned. In a perfect world, it would. We would click start, and you would see us, and we would say goodnight, and everything would be wonderful. But technology does have a life of its own. So we need to have a plan B. So Lori and I have this process that we do together. Now, Lori, in terms of the technical aspect, could you share with the audience what happens on the show from your end with what you're doing for us?
Oh, well, there's, once the show is started, it's pretty easy. I just sit here and watch. But at the beginning, we, of course, designed the website and promote that on social media as well as in the different search engines and creating the keywords in the back end things for searches to come up in the search engines for different things. Of course, number one thing being gratitude and things that people are grateful for. And then we also have the Facebook page that you, of course, help me with as well. And so that's easy, just posting on social media, right? And our group, our Gratitude Girls group. And then we just get our guest, if we have one that month, that we have a story that we're sharing, and we create a picture, and I create a logo to promote with that, and get some little information from our story, try to capture, you know, a one-sentence thing about the story that they plan on sharing, and put that together. And then just put it all up on the web, and then create my Google Hangout and set that up for on YouTube, so that way we can not only watch live, but we can also share it, and people that were unable to attend with us live, you know, we've got several viewers that are always watching us live, and that's so appreciated. But then we have so many people that come afterwards even to watch our recorded shows, and so that's a nice thing that we're able to capture that and be able to share that with people.
That's a lot, Lori. And you talked about our group. So not only do we have a Facebook page, we have a group. And if you are not familiar with that, on Facebook, it's called Gratitude Girls, Girls Sharing Gratitude Every Day, correct?
Right.
And what we encourage you to do is to post what you're grateful for. So sometimes, and that's more times than not, I will post if I am grateful for my yoga practice that day, and I will actually post the practice that I'm doing. Or if there's a saying, or there's a song. So we encourage our audience to engage and share what they're grateful for right on our page. Now that has nothing to do with our show, but it is definitely a good way to start an open communication. So we are always there looking at our page and looking at our group, and the group is where you could go in every day and you can say something that you're grateful for and share it with us. If you're into art, if you're into music, if you're into food, recipes, if there's something you'd like us to know and you'd like our group to know, please share that with us. We're very, very open to that, and we engage and we communicate about that. So for Gratitude Girls, what's next? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Lori and I have been discussing continuing with sharing our experiences. So I don't know if we're going to tell the audience exactly tonight, but maybe we should say, stay tuned for another part, another program that we will make available to you. Am I saying too much, Lori?
No, that sounds good. But
Okay.
not too much. That's good.
Okay, that we will make available to you. Now, stay tuned for the rest of that news and information, because we're growing. And we're growing every day. So I'd like to also segue into how have we grown? Since the inception of Gratitude Girls and the accepting of our award and meeting on stage and knowing instantly that we were meant to be together, we have gone through a lot of personal, professional, business, spiritual changes. So I'll start, maybe Lori and I can share a little bit tonight. I, for one, was living in one city, and now I'm living in another. So over the last, since June of 2013, I'm living in a different city. If I'm not mistaken, I think I moved twice. So that's pretty big. That's pretty huge. Lori, would you like to share something that you're grateful for and some of the changes that have taken place since we've started Gratitude Girls?
Yes, there's so many things that I'm grateful for, of course, every day. That's one of the things I love to focus on, and I write in my journal every night. You know, I believe the more that you think about those things and write those things and think about those, especially right before bed, the more you have those happy thoughts while you sleep, and the more it allows those things to come back to you and attract more things to be grateful for. But let's see. One of the things that I'm very grateful for is just in our personal life over the last year and a half to 2 years. You know, we've had several of you that know my situation. You know, we've had several different things go on in our lives, but we've also had very many blessings. And you know, my business has blossomed with the company you and I are in together, as well as my web and graphics design business. And my son has won lots of awards in his karate that he's doing, and doing very well in school. And we have one more child that has graduated out of the house. And so I still have the baby at home. And let's see. And I went on my first cruise ever in my life. So got brave and got the big girl out and went over on the big water, and we went to Mexico. And so that was neat. That was an adventure, and scary, exciting, and everything all at once. But it was really a blessing, and I'm glad that I got up the courage to go and had the opportunity to be able to go.
Wow, that's right. Travel's really important. It's big in our life. I notice that we're always going to another place, another city, another location. I think we like to move. We've talked about that many times, and we are together. When we can film and we're together, certainly that's fun. I'm thinking down the road, now, our next show is April 28th, correct? The fourth Tuesday. We'll have to see in the rest of the year, where we will be, if ever we will be on the beach together.
That sounds like a good plan, doesn't it?
I think that's something, our dreams, our dreams and desires was we did mention that when we were speaking to our guest from the Dominican, Natasha, that we would go somewhere and have a holiday and film our show. So let's put that on our list and let's see how that happens. There are so many things that I'm grateful for on a regular basis. And you're right, I write in my journal as well. And I take it with me. And I jot during the course of the day. So it's a habit. It's something that we do. And I think when you have a business, and this is a serious business for me, being a gratitude girl, to represent you and what we do in partnership. When you're a gratitude girl, you're always looking for a story. And you're always listening for a story. And I find that I have really big ears when I go somewhere, because I hear things differently. When people are speaking, I hear what they say, but I hear the meaning behind what they're saying. So if you are speaking to us, you might know somebody else that's like us too. We're listening for what we could share and how we could share that. If you decided that you wanted to speak to us personally, you could contact us through our website, and we would set up a call, an interview, for lack of a better word, and we would be able to hear your story personally if you'd like. So I'm really grateful for technology. I'm grateful that we can speak to anyone at any time, anywhere in the world. And I am certainly grateful for finally getting my iPhone 6 Plus, because I now can be anywhere in the world and I can do anything. Technology is fantastic. We can Skype, we can hang out, we can do any number of things. That's really important when you are on the road and when you travel and when you deal with people internationally, as we do. It's not that same as maybe it was 10 or 20 or 30 or however many years ago. We need to be accessible. We need to be able to access the information in our life so that we can take action. And being a gratitude girl has taught me to really look for and to attract others who share gratitude. So being in alignment with gratitude for us is a practice. It's a daily practice. It's not once a month just before our show. It's when we wake up, things that we do in our family to remain in gratitude, how we have our conversations. So what's next for Lori and I, and for you, our audience, is to see how we take it to the next level, to engage with you. Because we can engage with 300 people on our Facebook group or our Facebook page with one text sentence, and hit send, and you see our message and you can communicate back with us. And that's great. It's great if you're watching. And we would like to engage more. We'd like to be able to have that interaction. So this show has given us a tremendous, tremendous opportunity to do that. And it gives Lori and I a chance to let you know a little bit more about who we are. We're real people. We have families and careers, and we have neighbors, and we have tea time, and we have downtime and uptime, and downtime, I mean relaxing time, because we're always up, right? And we have time that we use for reading and for thinking. And these are the habits that we have that keep us in gratitude. So what we appreciate appreciates. And we know that by appreciating the time we have and the goodness that it gives us, we'll have more of it. So Lori, I'm wondering, do you have any questions for me that you haven't asked me lately?
Well, why don't you let some of the people know a little bit about your background? I'm sure, like in this show, everybody has noticed that, of course, you talk more because you're so good at that. And so, of course, I can talk forever with anybody as well. But you actually have a background with different things that allows you to be really good to talk with our guests. And you know, when we both interview all them, of course, but you have that ability to interact with them on a little bit different level than I do. And so why don't you kind of go into that a little bit, just for anybody that hasn't heard that part of you before.
Thank you. Yes, of course. So when I think of myself as the bridge. I'm the bridge between what you're thinking and where you're going. And why do I think of myself like that? Many years ago, I started speaking. And when I started speaking, I found that I was the one that people were coming to as a small child. It was just a natural occurrence for me. And I went into some businesses that brought me to where I am today. So I'll mention one from 35 years ago, and that was a New York real estate broker of record. So you need to talk. Well, why do I mind being so technical? Because I own my own brokerage. So you need to talk to people and communicate and understand them. And that was about real estate, which is definitely in my blood. And then I went on to different careers. I was in the medical field, but psychology and therapy and bridging and coaching, these are words that we can connect with. These are words that were part of my life. This is what I did for 16 and a half years. I was, and still am to a very big degree, the person that someone would come to and explain the situation, and I was almost a translator. I would translate that and then bring it back out to a digestible meaning with an action attached. Now, that may sound simple, but sometimes you need to do that over a period of hours, months, and sometimes years, because life changes. And people would engage with me in my company, and some of them were there for 10, 11, 12 years, working on the process of transforming something in their life or themselves and having greater success. This ability to listen and to reinvent the outcome with someone is a bridge from where you're going to where you're going. Where you are, excuse me, to where you're going. Unless you're going all the time. So the psychology of speaking to people and the strategy of how to do something is really a specialty that Lori's talking about. Having my own private practice for 16 and a half years in a facility that allowed me to have a physical gym, spa room, a room where you can speak your mind in sacred space, was how I created the person that I am today. It's through all of those years and trials and transformations of all of my clients and my patients and my friends that has brought me to this moment right now. So for me, speaking to people and listening is a skill. Is that what you're speaking about, Lori?
Right, yeah, absolutely. I think that helps anybody who is just tuning in or something, maybe, you know, to help to get to know you better as well as we, you know, interview different speakers, you know, and we get to know them, but this gives them a chance to get to know you as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I really do appreciate that because I'm often listening to what someone has to say about me as opposed to what I am saying about me, what someone is saying to me. So this would be a good show if somebody's interested to know about us, that we can play this show for someone and you'll learn our backgrounds and why we are so naturally fit and why we fit so well in the roles that we have. Lori, the time goes so fast when we're together. I don't know where it goes. I know our viewers are you know, looking forward to us, and I'd like to keep everybody on schedule. from my heart, I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak about myself. And I would like to say to you that with all your skills and your talents and your web design knowledge and your knowledge of people and your goal setting and achieving and success, you're an inspiration to me.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Shall we tell our viewers how they can get with us? Just to recap how they can get their stories to us, and we'll see them next month.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, send us your gratitude stories. You can send them to us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/gratitudegirls. And we'll read your story and talk with you and let you know when your story can be featured. And just a reminder, we will see you here next month, right here, the same place, same channel, the fourth Tuesday of every month, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, 7:30 Mountain, and 6:30 Pacific.
Thank you very much, Lori, and thank you to our audience. I'd like to say from our heart to yours, good night, and thank you, and we will see you next month.
Thank you, Catherine. Good night.
Ciao.